Hey guys, I'm back at you with another video before the beginning of Overwatch League. Comment, like, subscribe in this video. I'm going to be talking about the teams that I think will make the playoffs and while they make it, any issues I see coming up this season. It'll be about like a minute on each team. I don't want to make this video too long. These are the teams I think are going to make playoffs. And I'm going to start this list from 8th to 1st. So in 8th place, I have the Los Angeles Valiant. During the offseason, while most teams went out and got noticeable upgrades, the Valiant decided to offload two coaches in Damien and Goomba. And Damien actually went to head coach to the Paris Eternal. They also offloaded soon. They signed Kuki as backup main tank to Fate. You're gonna be seeing this chart over here, and you could have the visuals what they play. The good thing about this team though is that they kept their main roster intact for the most part, and they have proven that no player is bigger than the team. As an example, just look at Emby. When he left, he was arguably one of the best divas, but they were able to find a replacement in space. Kariv is most likely going to be a DPS player to fill in the void left by Soon, and Izayaki is going to be filling in a flex support. The main concerns for this squad is how will the loss of two coaches affect the team, and will Kariv and Izayaki excel in their new roles because we haven't seen them in DPS or flex support at all last season. In my opinion, the Valiant didn't do enough during the offseason, but still has a good core to make playoffs this season. Seventh place, the only expansion team I have in my playoffs list is the Vancouver Titans. Um, I 100% make expect them to make playoffs this season, and I might make a more detailed video on this roster. But overall, the runaway roster managed to be one of the best teams in Korea, like always top three, top four team. All while being orgless, and people seem to forget that they were orgless for the longest time, and they didn't have the support like other teams had, like Kongdu Pantera, um, GC Busan, XX Gaming. All these organizations had proof and money to back them up. Meanwhile, Runaway did not have that. Now imagine this squad with better financial support, better support staff, more coaches. This squad could only go up, and they have synergy longer than any Overwatch League squad. They seem to be very meta proof, and with the addition of Hurek, they also have a star DPS player. The downside of this team is that they were only able to win contenders 2 seasons after most of the major Korean teams got picked up for Overwatch League. And how are they gonna adapt from Overwatch contenders, which is a very it's like 10 games, a season, to a rigorous 28 games in 6 months. Are they going to be able to adapt to the schedule? And in sixth place, we have the former champions, London Spitfire. This might be very low to some of you, but I'm going to explain my reasoning real quick why I think they're going to be in sixth place. Last season's champions are obviously going to make playoffs, and most people see them finishing first or second in the regular season. While being champions gives them the benefit of the doubt, most of last season, however, they were really inconsistent. In fact, they were one series from being knocked from the playoffs. I don't know if you guys remember this during the LA Gladiators' first playoff. They almost lost it. They were down 1-0, but they came back to 2-0. During the offseason, they let go of Tizzy, Wuya, Hure, Hagepen. They also let go of their coach, Changun, who actually helped them win Overwatch League playoffs. And they signed MVP space Coach 815. They also offloaded closer to the Dallas Fuel, and they signed guard from Element Mystic. They also signed Krillin from Contenders Trials. Um, while they have a good core, obviously, because they won the championship, they have to remain consistent throughout the season. And I don't think they've proven that yet. And I personally have question marks about Birdring. I know it's the offseason, and maybe he did fully heal from his wrist injury. He looked decent throughout the playoffs, but in my opinion, he didn't really have to do much because Prophet, Gesture, and Fury were all popping off. In my opinion, they're very overrated, but they're still gonna do enough to make playoffs this season. In fifth place, the San Francisco Shock. The San Francisco Shock come into season two with an 11-man roster, and all 11 make a case for the starting six. Um, this is gonna be a headache for the coach, but it's a good headache. He's gonna be debating who should start, what players need more playtime, but it's still a headache nonetheless. Similar to London Spitfire in season one, I can see players getting upset over little to no playtime. And if they decide to rotate the roster, will their synergy be affected? We have big name players here like Sinatra, Striker, Rascal. These players are players who do not want to be on the bench. Similar to the London Spitfire situation with Fisher, they might have to offload him a mid-season to ensure that the squad doesn't get any turmoil within. They also signed Violet this season, which a lot of people are saying he has a similar playstyle to Jonak. He's going to be looking to make that name, and he's going to be able to prove himself. Hopefully, his team will play around him. We know that Moth is a very good support partner. This squad is just so talented that I don't see them missing playoffs. They're definitely going to be in playoffs this season. In fourth place, I have the Seoul Dynasty. A lot of people believe they are overhyped, and this season looks to be their season. Uh, they got a noticeable upgrade in Fisher over Miro. Jesse as well in main support over Gambler, and a good backup main tank duo in Marvin and Michelle. They got rid of Deadweight and Kuki, Zephyr, and Guido, and they finally signed a proper head coach in Chungu. Fisher reminds me of Miro pre-Overwatch League, like the perfect optimal Winston. He's very aggressive on Winston. He knows how to play to his cooldown, to his limits. He has a pretty good Reinhardt, so overall he is an upgrade over Miro. But Fisher is a tank that requires a lot of resources, so it is going to limit their playstyle. But with incredible flex players in Fleta and the veteran experience of Ria J Hong, this team knows how to win. They've won championships. They've been there before. Anything besides playoffs this season is definitely going to be a failure again, and I don't think that Soul wants to go through that again. All right, now in third place we have the Philadelphia Fusion. Let's talk about the Philadelphia Fusion real quick. The Philadelphia Fusion was a team that preseason and for season one they were not able to practice together because they had visa issues. Now this time they have no excuses whatsoever. They've been together for a year. They've been practicing. They should come into the Overwatch League as strong as ever. They're a very exciting team. They got rid of Hotba, Dayfly, Joe Meister, and Shadowburn. Players who didn't really play, they were just squad players, and so they can focus more on their core players. They have their core roster. Let's not forget about Sato as well, who was banned for 3 quarters of the league last season. This time he should be able to play, and I know a lot of you people don't know who Sato is or why he was so overhyped in season one. He was one of the greatest main tanks in Korean Overwatch, and he's gonna be coming back to prove himself. There's gonna be no more rotating between Fraggy and Poco and Hotba and Sato. So that should be offering some squad stability. Overall, the team has very exciting players. Everybody on that team can pop off at any given moment. We've seen clips of Poco bombs. We've seen clips of Reinhardt like carries by Fraggy. We obviously see Carpe on Widowmaker all the time, EQO on Pharah, Neptuno on Mercy, Boombox in the Overwatch World Cup. All these players can carry at any given time, and I think that's what they're going to rely on. Somebody just popping off at a certain time. Every game, somebody else is going to have to pop off. They're a very exciting team. They were very inconsistent last season, but they don't have the same issues they used to, and I see them much better this season. So overall, I do see them in the third spot. Now let's talk about the Los Angeles Gladiators, and I see them as the second place team this season, and this is why the Los Angeles Gladiators quietly made it their way to fourth place, and they had a very good core, and they made much better upgrades than I think most season one teams. They dropped Troublemaker Fisher, and they dropped squad players like Iremix, Asher, and Silkthread who didn't play much. They signed upgrades into K and Roar, and a third support player in Ripa, and put Panker on a two-way contract. Decay and Roar are very hyped up. They used to play Kongdu Pantera that excelled in contenders Korea, and they were like the pretty much the carries of the team. Decay supposedly got rumored to have a salary around 300K, so in a bidding war, so you could see how hyped up this player is by his salary alone. And as soon as this team is like more of the whole than the pieces, unlike Philadelphia Fusion. This player they have like they have good players, right? But no player is a star, and no player is bigger than the team. And you can see this by the reaction of the Fisher situation. No one is bigger than the team, and they're more of a team player type of squad. And with big plays like the Big Bamboozle in the playoffs, this team looked to make a lot of noise in the second season. All right, let's talk about Nixel. The New York Excelsior was miles and miles ahead of every single Overwatch league in the season one. They were clearly number one and they were the best. They choked during playoffs, and new signings that they have should be able to prevent that. The signing of Flower, who made his name in the Overwatch World Cup 2017, proved that he knows what it takes to win. He was a clutch player for the South Korean team. He single-handedly ended fights and carried games with his Widowmaker. The signing of Nene, which is the much better DPS player in my opinion. This guy plays on 200 ping in contender, so when you were seeing that man pop off, he was playing on 200 ping, and now that he has 0 ping, he should be able to play much better. He's finally in the States. He has a really good Genji, really good Tracer, really good Zarya. They dropped Janice. He went to the Washington D.C. and that's a pretty good thing because in my opinion, Janice was the weaker tank of between him and Mono. And now that they have Mono, they'll be able to play one main tank, and it's obviously the better main tank. The squad has the MVP, the Overwatch World Cup MVP, and Jonak. They have star player Sabiobi. They have star tanks and Mono and Neko. Arc and Animo are also top tier support. There should be no excuse for this team, and that's why I see them at number one. Honestly, the only reason I don't put anybody else up here is because I can't think of anybody else to put up here. Nobody else belongs here besides the New York Excelsior. So those are my thoughts on the teams. Let me know what you guys think. I know this was kind of a quick thing, but I wanted to get this out, just my quick opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.